We are talking mud jacking with Bob Mixan with Mixan Mudjacking. Bob is out of Omaha, and Bob, when we think of mud jacking, and we've had some done on a driveway, section driveway, and basically what happens is you go out and drill a hole in that driveway, and then shoot something underneath it, and it brings it back up level. Kind of step me through the process for. I mean, you're on a pretty big scale here.
Yeah, same technique. We'll go in, drill some holes, 1 9/16 holes, various spots, anywhere from 4 to 6 feet apart. Install our material, and then after we're done, we'll dig them holes out, patch them with concrete, and we're pretty well done. Clean up.
The reason we are talking here with you on the farm today is because you have experience on farms doing some repair work on grain bin floors.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about that with grain bin floors. We have a grain bin house here on the farm. We don't have any cracks in it yet, so we don't need to mud jack it yet, but there's lots of grain bin floors that crack and start to peel apart. Now those are rescuable then, is what you're telling me.
They are. Yep. Instead of taking the bin off and repouring the floor, a lot of times we can come in there and repair them at a much lower cost, and sometimes only takes a couple days depending on the repair, and get the co-op or the farmer back to be able to use their bin.
So you've done. How far do you travel, like in a circle, from that Omaha Council Bluffs area?
Oh, I mean, we've traveled up to probably about 600 to 1,000 miles. So just depending on the size of the project.
So you're got equipment and everything you haul all over the country, basically.
We do, yeah.
How big of grain bins you talking about?
Small ones, just a few, 100 bushels up to, big co-op size,
So you can go into commercial size grain bins then,
We
too.
do a lot of co-op bins as well.
In the repair work. How high have you lifted one of those things? How big a jump have you made in a grain bin?
We did one down by Texas here about 4 or 5 years ago. The bin was 90 foot across. It was 105 foot long, tall. We lifted that one up 11 inches.
11 inches?
11 inches on one side, yep.
Well, that's pretty big time stuff. I was thinking maybe a couple inches.
No, we've lifted some big stuff.
How about that? How long does it take you to do that?
That particular job took about 3 weeks because we had to do a lot of peering and stuff. But, a lot of jobs will take an average of 1 to 3 days usually.
Now, when you talk about peering, are you talking about putting something underneath that, kind of like a footing that I'm thinking about?
Yes, we drive concrete 6-inch pillars down on the outside perimeter.
I got you. So it keeps it from sliding.
Keeps it from sliding. It also, depending, we drive them where it's easier to lift a bin than it is to drive it. So it depends on the soil, compaction in the area. Sometimes they might go down 12 feet or 40 feet. And then once it gets to a point where we hit bedrock, we can lift the bin, get it all level, and then we come in, mud jack the floor, get all that leveled. And then the peering stays in, so that gives you some extra support, once you start filling the bin.
How about that? I want to see that in operation. You guys get around here someplace. I'm going to go out and take a look at that. How can folks find out more about what you're doing? What's your website?
It's mixanmudjacking.com, and we have a lot of information on that. They can certainly read and reach out to us on that.